Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numerology and the energy for February 2022. Before I get into the reading, this is, of course, a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. So as always, I'm going to take a deep dive into the numerology for the collective for the month of February. I highly recommend not skipping this part. This is why I don't put timestamps in these videos, because the numerology part of this reading is the bread and butter. This is what's sort of driving the energy. So please listen to this part. You're more than welcome to fast forward if you choose to, but just so you know, this is important. Okay. Then I will dive into the energy of each individual life path number. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so February is an 8 universal cycle. What's really interesting about this, so 8 energy is sort of governs the material plane. So think money, resources, power dynamics. Why this is so interesting that this is occurring, that this 8 cycle is occurring in February 2022 is because in astrology, we have the Pluto return for the United States going exact, I believe, on February 22nd, 2022. So that's 2222022. So that's a lot of twos, a lot of balance energy. So with this Pluto return for the US, no matter where you are in the world, what sort of happens in the US does have some sort of effect on the rest of the world. That's just sort of the way it is. And so this Pluto return is incredibly significant. And it only happens, I think, your Pluto return, I think, only happens once like every 248 years or something like that. It's we humans never see their Pluto return, but like companies, estates, countries will see a Pluto return, and it can be significant. And so I would highly, highly suggest, if you haven't already done so, find an astrologer and that you like, that you resonate with, and watch their videos on the upcoming Pluto return for the US, because you are going to feel the effects of that in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so that's why this is just kind of mind-blowing that we have this 8 universal cycle that's centered around money, resources, power dynamics, and then we have this Pluto return coming in February for the United States. And again, Pluto is all about death, transformation, rebirth. This could be the start of a major overhaul when it comes to money, resources, control, transfer of power, and so on, to sort of function more effectively. So this, of course, will take many, many years. This isn't something that happens on the day or that happens immediately, but it's the start of a transformation. It's the start of a death and a rebirth, a start of a major overhaul and rebalancing. And so I think that we're going to see that play out on the global scale. And we can start to see things changing and the dynamics changing because of that. Because anytime Pluto is involved, shit is about to get real. That's just, it's for our highest good, but it gets intense. It gets intense pretty fast, and things that aren't working will basically be plowed over, and then it's time to transform and have that rebirth. So it's an intense energy, and that will be with us for a while as far as Pluto is concerned. With the 8 energy, we have this cycle in February. And so this brings it into the individual dynamic, right? So we will feel this not only collectively, but individually. Whereas the Pluto will be more collective, the Pluto energy for the Pluto return for the US. Okay, so for February, for the collective and for the individual, again, February is an 8 universal cycle, and we can see the emphasis really going to be placed strongly on the physical plane. So especially when it comes to money matters and how we make money, how we circulate money, our relationship with money, and so on. The same with resources. If we have lessons to learn around 8 energy, we could see challenges or transformations come in around finances, distribution of wealth, resources, how we handle those resources. Remember, we are in a 6 universal year. So the emphasis throughout the year will be on the greater community and how the individual actions affect the whole. So this month, in February, is an opportunity to sort of take a deeper, more serious look at how we are using resources, how they're being distributed and circulated, starting with ourselves, within our own homes. So this is ultimately about finding a healthy balance where we aren't falling into some toxic level of an extreme. Sort of living in excess has its own consequences, good and bad, just like living in deprivation does. So where is your healthy balance between the two, and how can you contribute to the redistribution of wealth and resources to keep that energy flowing? That's going to be a question we need to be asking ourselves. This will all be emphasized on the global stage, as I mentioned, as well as individually. That's really important to keep in mind. So we are individually going to feel the effects of this 8 universal cycle in some way, shape, or form. So really use this cycle to evaluate your finances, your resources, and determine whether you are feeling centered and in a healthy place with this energy, or whether you have fallen into an extreme, right? So in an extreme, work with the energy of this 8 cycle to begin to find ways to get back into a state of equilibrium when it comes to your own personal finances, resources, and relationships with those energies. That's going to be really, really important. And I think you'll see it highlighted where it is that there needs some work or some redistribution, or some where there needs to be, again, just sort of like your attention, your awareness. This 8 cycle is also emphasizing personal power and inner strength. So where we're going to be, again, seeing on the global stage that power dynamics and redistribution of power and all of that, on the personal side of things, it's going to be emphasizing personal power and inner strength. So if there are any areas within your life where you are giving your power away, or where you are easily influenced by an external source, someone telling you what you should do and you doing that, you may be faced with some pretty powerful truths and challenges to help to assist you in reclaiming that power and becoming much more decisive and autonomous when it comes to your own life and the choices that you make for yourself. Nobody else on this planet is responsible for our life. So if there are any aspects of our journey where someone is trying to dictate or do something for us, something that we're fully capable of doing for ourselves, then this 8 energy will be pushing us to take on the responsibility of the direction of our own life. So I hear people say sometimes, I did this because so-and-so told me to, and it didn't work out, so it's their fault and I'm mad now, or I'm upset, or we're not friends any longer because I took it personally, or whatever. That scenario is an example of giving your power away and then blaming someone else for the consequences of your own actions. We have the final say when it comes to our decisions and our choices, whether we were influenced by another to make those choices or if we made them through our own decisiveness. Either way, if those choices work out or they don't, it's our responsibility to take ownership of the result, to be empowered to either celebrate the success or take responsibility for what didn't work out and clean up our own mess. So 8 energy isn't about passing the buck and passing the blame. It's about taking ownership and responsibility of one's own circumstances, picking ourselves up when we fall, and then finding ways to not keep making the same missteps so we don't keep falling in the same direction. And so this 8 energy is going to help to sort of emphasize where it may be within our life that we're doing that and where we can clean that up a little bit and start taking that responsibility. So if there are any areas within your life where you have knowingly or even unknowingly been giving your power away, this 8 cycle will sort of shed light on that area and make it very difficult to ignore until you make the decision and commit to stepping back into your own magnificence and your own power. This 8 energy is all about self-empowerment, not martyrdom. There's a difference. Remember, we can't do it for someone else without taking their power away. That's martyrdom. Support, yes, we can support other people, but we can't try to do it for them. Because again, it's in the doing for the person and not believing that they have the capability of doing it that we're actually taking their power away. We are detracting from them, right? From their own essence. Supporting someone to assist them and sort of showing them or reminding them of their power and allowing them or teaching them to do it for themselves is so much more powerful, right? That is empowerment. So I believe we will see power struggles play out on the global stage under this energy, but it also serves a bigger purpose to sort of eventually bring the power back to the people. So remember, this cycle will help to highlight where the imbalances of power lie so that the equilibrium can eventually be reached. And as always, it's what we choose to do with this energy and how we choose to participate with it that ultimately makes the difference in how the energy works for us. So this is going to be an interesting month. This is, like I said, with this Pluto dynamic happening for the US and hence globally. And then we've got this 8 energy coming in. This could be a very intense month. This can be a month of transformation when it comes to, again, money, power, resources, or it can be a month where you start to see the sort of start reaping the rewards for some of the efforts that you've put in. Maybe you see an influx of money coming in, resources. Maybe you feel like you're stepping into your power. This can be like you stepping on the other side of that transformation. Maybe you've already been doing this work, and so you're fully stepping into it and sort of reaping the rewards of taking the reins back within your own life. So you can certainly see that show up as well. But for others, if you're struggling with, again, giving your power away or struggling with falling into the extremes of something within the physical realm, then this month might be a little bit more about the transformations and the challenges to help you to overcome those situations and to, again, regain what is rightfully yours, your power, your resources, and to circulate those resources and that money. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the life path number. My beautiful fellow life path number 4s. So let me tell you, I am loving the energy for February for us. So before I get into that, I will mention that I pulled an animal spirit card for us, and leaping lizards, we got lizard spirit. And lizard's message is dream the world into being. So I love so much about this. One, I think sometimes with 4 energy, because it can feel like such a slow moving taskmaster sort of energy where it's like, it can almost feel like sometimes we don't catch a break. And sometimes we become the perfectionist and the workhorse, and we're, trying to do everything right the first time and all of these things, right? We just sort of feel that unseen pressure, you know what I'm saying? And so I think it's beautiful to have the reminder from Lizard Spirit that we have the power to dream the world into being, dream the experience into being that we want to experience, like where we put our focus, where we put our energy, and that it can be so much more ethereal and not so practical, you know what I mean? So I just think that this is just a beautiful message to really pay attention to your dreams this month, your daydreams, not just not just your night dreams that you have at night, although those are significant, but pay attention to the daydreams. What comes in for you during the day? Where does your mind wander to when you're working on some mundane project or, just bored or whatever? Where does your mind go to? Because there's significance in that, and that is worth exploring. And how can you sort of bring that dream into reality in some way? Or how can you explore that dream and see if it's even something that you want to move towards, right? Because sometimes dreams come in and they feel really good. The idea of them feels really good. But then when we actually start working towards them, we're like, I don't know if this is really what I want. And so perhaps it is, perhaps it isn't. But I think that this month we're going to have opportunities to really do a lot of exploration, to play, to dream big, and then really try to focus on how we want to bring those dreams into reality without limiting ourselves. I think four sometimes can really have like self-limiting thoughts when it comes to what we're capable of, when in reality we are capable of so much more than we give ourselves credit for. And I think sometimes we limit what we believe we deserve or that we're worthy of because we think it's going to be just too difficult to obtain it or to get there, right? Because four energy can be very challenging energy. And so, but I think the point is to believe in the magic, to allow the magic to flow, to not completely just discredit the magic because you think it's going to be, you're not worthy of it or it's going to be too difficult to obtain. Let it come in, play with it, immerse yourself in it, and just dream the experience into being. Let me tell you, we have some beautiful energies that we are working with in February to literally make that happen. So we start the month off with just like a big new adventure, some new opportunity coming in, a clean slate. Maybe something happens the end of January where it's like something that you were working on gets completed or is taken off your plate, or you choose to move down a different direction, or divine intervention came in and you were forced to sort of move down a different direction. But this feels like really light, beautiful energy. This is this is sort of a path that you're going down, that you're choosing to go down, that you're excited about going down, that you can't wait to see what's on the other side of it. And you're enjoying the journey type thing. So definitely new opportunity coming in. This can be a new job, new relationship, new vision for the future, new belief about yourself, whatever. But this is something new that you haven't experienced before. And there's a lot of life force energy behind this. So there's a lot of like sort of sun energy behind this. So just sort of let your hair down, explore, allow yourself to move down this path with eyes wide open, but also with your heart wide open, like really just enjoying whatever this is, dreaming big, and then just sort of going with it and seeing what happens. But big new energy coming in. And again, I do feel a little bit like this could be around relationships, because mid-month for us, there's a lot coming in around relationships, but beautiful energy around relationships and sort of like creating with whoever this is or this partnership, whatever this is. So this can be work related. This can be like if you've been wanting to start a business or something like that, it's like the perfect person for that sort of complements your gifts, comes in, and it's just like that organic coming together where it's just flows beautifully and you're able to like see the vision and understand the sort of more practical side of it, where it's like, how are we going to get the funding? Oh, look, this is how we're going to get the funding, and everything just kind of comes into place. It's very magical energy, but also very practical energy, because again, it's like that divine partnership coming in where it's more than just sort of someone to spend time with. This is like a partnership, and it doesn't have to be romantic, but this is, although it could very well be, but this is some kind of partnership coming in where you guys have work to do. Like there's actually, you're going to be creating something. This is big. This is beautiful. And this other person or these other people sort of have what you need type thing to be able to make this happen. It's like you have 3 of the 10 resources to make this happen, and these other people just magically appear holding the resources that you're lacking. You see what I'm saying? And so this is a beautiful, divinely guided partnership. And again, it doesn't just have to be like with one person. It doesn't have to be a romantic partnership or life partnership. This could be purpose related. Like somebody coming in just has the same vision as you, and you all just hit the ground running. This is incredibly beautiful energy. And if you felt like you were sort of like, again, moving through sand or quicksand for the last year or 2 years, it's like the clouds part, the sun shines, and down swoops the people that you need to make whatever this is happen. For some of you, this could very well be a very divinely guided partnership, like again, like a romantic partnership, like a life partner coming in, someone who has that energy of like a soulmate coming in. But I also feel like you're going to work with this person in some way. You're going to create with this person in some way. And that could like quite literally be creating life with this person. So it could be that you are going to, um, have a baby or start planning to, have a baby and start a family and whatnot. So a lot coming in around creation and partnerships and yeah. So beautiful, beautiful energy. This could also be, and I want to mention this because we're in that 8th cycle. In February, this could also be about like you stepping up and stepping out and really claiming your power in like a huge way, like your divine masculine, divine feminine energies fully merging within you, standing in your power, no more excuses, no more apologies. You are here to create whatever it is that you want to create and you're going for it. You're all in type energy. And that's really, really beautiful as well, because it is not easy to get to that sort of state of being in a lifetime. So for those that are really stepping into that power, this is going to be big. This is going to feel really big. This is going to feel really powerful. And yeah, congratulations. And so then end of the month, this is again, more just beautiful energy. This is again aligned with that 8 universal energy of February, but this is stable resources coming in, some kind of offer around money, property, something like that. Again, think resources, think material goods, think money. So this could be like a job offer. This could be like you expanding and offering somebody else some kind of partnership, business partnership, something like that, offering somebody a job. But whatever this is has the potential to bring a tremendous amount of stability and growth. And it's associated with your passion. So this isn't just like you like, okay, I have to pay this bill, so I have to go get this job, and this job is going to bring me stability. This is going to be something where it's like you might have to take a risk on whatever this is. You might have to take a big risk on whatever this is, but it's something that's aligned with your passion, with your heart's desires, and saying yes to whatever this is has the potential to bring you a tremendous amount of growth and stability. If you say yes to it. So this is incredible energy. And again, I'm a life path 4 too. So I'm just like giddy seeing this energy for February. I am so down for it. So, but I think also, again, we need to make sure that we don't get stuck in the practicality of everything and stuck in our heads and trying to control everything. Remember lizard spirit, remember the magic, remember to keep things light, to follow the magic, follow the dreams, follow where that sort of the more ethereal, more mystical side of things takes you, because there's going to be that's creating the holistic sort of entity around whatever this is, right? So we have again that 8 energy of the month, and then we are 4s, right? We have that 4 core energy pumping through us. So it's very easy to get caught in the practicality, the practical side of things. But ultimately we are part of what's called a manifesting triad. 8s, 4s, and 2s are part of that manifesting triad. But in order to be a true manifester, we have to be connected to the divine, to the ethereal, to the mystical, to get the divine intervention, to get the, divine inspiration, and take that inspiration to create and build something within the physical, right? So I feel like all of these forces are going to be at play in February, and we just need to be tapped into it. We just need to be aware of it, and then we need to keep it moving, keep it going, and tune into that inner compass and make sure that we're following that as well. So a lot of things at play in February for us, but potential for an incredible amount of stability and success when it comes to that physical plane. So beautiful month, y'all. I'm right here with you. So I hope it's a great February for you all. Thank you so much for listening. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.